Red eyes. The village of Kharakpur slept early. Doors shut before midnight, lamps dimmed, and no one dared to look outside after 2:11 a.m. That was the time the red eyes appeared. Adil laughed when he first heard the stories. Just fear, he said, unpacking his bags inside his late grandmother's house. Old villages create old ghosts. That night, the electricity died at exactly 2:10 a.m. The silence felt heavy, like the air itself was holding its breath. Adil reached for his phone flashlight when he noticed it. Two glowing red dots outside the window. Not blinking, not moving, just watching. His heart slammed against his ribs. He pulled the curtain slowly. There was nothing. Relief washed over him, until he saw the reflection in the glass. The red eyes were inside the room. A cold breath brushed his neck. He spun around. Empty. His phone screen flickered and a message appeared, typed by no one. Don't turn around again. The room grew colder. The walls began to whisper, voices layered over one another, crying, begging, screaming. From the corner of the room, darkness started to drip like liquid shadow. And then the eyes appeared again. This time, closer. They weren't floating. They were embedded in a face with skin stretched too tight, a mouth sewn shut with black thread. Its head tilted slowly, studying him. Adil tried to scream. No sound came out. The creature raised one long finger and pointed at his eyes. Pain exploded through his skull. His vision burned. He collapsed, clawing at his face as the red glow flooded his sight. The last thing he saw was his own reflection in the mirror. His eyes were glowing red. No one entered the house after Adil vanished. Yet every night, the lights inside turned on by themselves. The villagers began hearing footsteps pacing room to room, slow and deliberate, as if someone was learning how to walk again. At 2:11 a.m., the air outside the house shimmered with heat, and two red eyes appeared behind the curtains, no longer watching the road, but scanning the village, searching. Then people started dreaming. The same dream. A long corridor with no doors. Walls bleeding shadow. And at the end, Adil, standing still, head bent unnaturally, his face hidden in darkness except for his eyes, burning red like dying coals. In the dream, he whispered only one sentence. I see you. Those who woke from the dream found strange marks around their eyes, as if fingers had pressed hard into the skin. Mirrors in their homes cracked without reason. Children began crying at night, pointing into empty corners, screaming that, the red uncle is here. One night, the village watchman gathered courage and entered the house. The door slammed shut behind him. Inside, the walls were covered with handwritten messages, carved into wood and cement with fingernails. Don't look. It looks back. Blinking makes it angry. The watchman heard breathing, right behind his own. When he turned, he saw dozens of red eyes opening one by one inside the darkness of the walls, ceilings, even the floor. They blinked in perfect unison. Then Adil stepped forward, or what remained of him. His body was bent, joints twisted backward, skin pale and thin like paper stretched over bones. His mouth finally opened, not to speak, but to release a swarm of whispers, all repeating the same words. You saw us. Now we see through you. The red eyes sank into the watchman's face, replacing his own. His screams echoed until they weren't screams anymore, just laughter. By morning, the house was silent again. The watchman was gone. And that night, at 2:11 a.m., the village went dark. Hundreds of red eyes opened across windows, mirrors, phone screens, even closed eyelids. The curse had learned how to spread. The village did not wake up the next morning. People opened their eyes, but they weren't alone inside their bodies anymore. Every mirror in Kharakpur was covered with cloth by sunrise, yet it didn't matter. The red eyes no longer needed reflections. They appeared behind closed eyelids, glowing through skin like embers beneath ash. Anyone who tried to sleep felt fingers inside their skull, gently forcing their eyes open from the inside. By noon, the first body was found. A woman sat upright on her bed, perfectly still, smiling too wide. Her eyes were gone, empty, black holes, yet faint red light leaked from within, pulsing with every heartbeat. On the wall above her, written in blood using her own fingers. We see forever. The village imam tried to recite prayers that evening. His voice trembled as the air inside the mosque grew thick and cold. Halfway through the verse, he stopped. His eyes slowly turned red, glowing brighter with every word. He smiled, turned to the people, and spoke in a voice that wasn't his own. God cannot see us. Only we can see you. The lights shattered. Screams followed, cut short one by one as shadows peeled off the walls and pressed faces to the floor. The red eyes multiplied, floating in the darkness like stars in a dead sky, blinking in rhythm, waiting for fear to peak before choosing their next hosts. That night, the sky above Kharagpur turned black, no moon, no stars. Phones rang in empty houses. When answered, the screen showed only two red eyes, and a whisper leaked from the speaker. You looked once. That was enough. People tried to flee. The roads twisted back into the village no matter which direction they drove. Cars stalled. Windows fogged from the inside. Red fingerprints appeared on the glass, sliding slowly, lovingly, like something learning how touch worked. Inside one car, a man gouged out his own eyes screaming, "I won't look. I won't look." It didn't save him. The red eyes opened inside the wounds. At 2:11 a.m., the house where Adil disappeared began to breathe. The walls expanded and contracted like lungs. From its doorway crawled something massive, made of fused bodies, stretched faces, and hundreds of red eyes blinking across its surface. Adil's face rested at the center, split open, smiling. His voice echoed across the village, layered with hundreds of others. We were born when you stared into the dark, and the dark stared back. The creature turned toward the nearest town. And the red eyes moved with it. By dawn, Kharagpur no longer existed on any map. Only one thing remained. At 2:11 a.m., anywhere in the world, if your screen flickers. If you feel watched. If you think you see red eyes in the dark. Don't blink. They are already inside.